right, let's get this hydraulic hose off here, and I'm going to try to catch some of this oil. I don't know how this is going to work out, but anyhow, I told you I'd bring you along, and sorry about the camera angle. I really don't got much choice here, and I'm just going to catch some of this mess. And if it makes a mess, I don't know where I'm going to find any sawdust to clean up spilled oil. These should drain down decently when the mill's shut off, but I don't know. I've never really played with these. Last time these hoses were apart was in 2018 when we moved this mill. There she goes, she's a bleeding. So I'm going to try to get this hose out and around into the bucket here. And they make it fairly painless to do. They got swivel ends on the actual steel tubing, and then the hose itself is just SAE pipe thread, so that makes it even easier. So let's see if I can reach over here. And I did cheat a little bit. I did break these lines loose before we went on camera. And there's no easy way to do this one-handed. Without getting oil everywhere. So I'm going to try to. Once this stops bleeding, then we'll be all right. As far as this hose goes, I think we're good. And while I'm at it, I might as well break this top, and we're going to replace both of them. One's leaking, one isn't. This is on a real bad place. This thing hinges open and closed literally hundreds and thousands of times. Probably into the millions, but let's just go ahead and bleed them down now. And that one decided it wanted to start spilling again. No easy way to do this, just get it done. So anyhow, let's get these off and let's head off to the hose place. We'll get a couple custom lines made up here and we'll be good to go. All right, we're back. Wasn't too painful. 2 hoses for $73. And they did it while I waited, so I wasn't up there more than 20 minutes. So really no easy way to do this off a ladder, but let's just go ahead and get these threaded back on. And the hoses I got made up they'll withstand 3,000 PSI, which is way more than we're going to push through here. But the main thing with these hoses have got to be fairly flexible because they bend constantly. And here's the trick, just getting a couple threads started here. And we'll get the wrench. And I think we got the bottom one licked here. Wish I could get it hand tight. It's got a little pressure on the bend here. But if you don't get the bottom one tight first, you will not get it tight at all. But yeah, it's nice to have a hose place. It was less than 2 miles from where we're at. Used to have to drive all the way down on Camels Run Road, which is right off the parkway going into Pittsburgh. And traffic wise, it's a nightmare. What I want to do is I want to turn this up a little bit, because these hoses don't got no swivels on them. You don't want them to have swivels on them because you want them to sit at the same level all the time. Give this one a little bit more tightening. Okay, well, we got one done. We'll get the top one on here, and we're going to top off the oil, and we're going to fire this thing up and see how this is going to work. So we're almost done. All right, there's the repair, and I had about a gallon of hydraulic oil laying around. I got to get some more brought in, but I didn't really lose that much. The good news about the hydraulic oil is it looked like it was fairly clean, except for the little bit of dirt that fell off the pantograph arm, but the oil itself looks really good and clear. So that becomes maintenance oil for that. We'll use that for oiling up dogs, and I'll mix that with some diesel fuel and spray. So let's go ahead and fire up the old bus motor here. Get up in the cab, and we're gonna fire it up and then get the power takeoff. All right, let's go put the PTO on and see if any oil comes out. So we'll let all the air get out of the system. Won't take it very long. That looks good, I think. So let's go ahead and run some functions on the carriage. A lot of people have been asking about the sawmill controls, and I've done several videos on this topic. But anyhow, what I'm going to have to do here in order to run them, let me get my little plug. I normally run that little power pack, so I have my plug way over there. So here's my plug for the inverter, and that's another way we can make AC power in this cab. And you need that to function everything on the actual sawmill. So this pushing forward on this stick here is the forward and reverse on the carriage. So let's go ahead and bring it back to the log deck side so you can see a little bit better of what everything does do. And we're just going to run it in idle for now. Looks like the hoses are clearing the wall good back there. That was the other thing. We couldn't go with anything bigger. So anyhow, here we go. Now, you see the forward and reverse button. So if I go forward, watch the dial. The knees are moving closer to the saw. If I hit reverse, you can see we're opening the knees for a bigger log, okay? And then we have 5 buttons on the bottom, and each one of these are a board thickness. So if I press this one right here, you can see that's going to be my 4/4 setting. Now if I press this number 4 button, it's going to run 2 inches. So that's a 2-inch set. So okay, we'll go ahead and back them up. And again, we got pull back to me, that's forward, cutting a log, push back, it brings carriage back. So let's go over to this joystick here. And my favorite button here is this is master dog. So if we want the master dog down, we push down. I'm going to try to bring it back like this so you can see master dog up. Okay, now these are the dogs, up and down, up. Okay, and then we got in and out, so we'll bring them out, we'll bring them in, out and in. So there you go. Now you know how we get the dogs going. All right, this other joystick, let me get that head block base out of the way here. And this is how Chewy works. So if I pull back on the stick, Chewy comes up. If I push back on the stick, Chewy goes back. Okay, so if we're going to turn the log, we pull back. And then if I go off to the left side, you can see the chains start to roll up. If I go to the right side, the chains go down. So we never really go to the right side. So to turn the log, I pull back, and then I go over. Then you can see the chain spinning, and I could put more or less tension on the log by moving forward and reverse on the stick. So that's basically how Chewy works. Now let's go over here first. These are the tapers. I got in and out, in and out. So on my first knee, let's back up the carriage a little bit more so you can see it better. So if I push my out button, the taper comes out, and this is what Bill Ellis always reminds me of. Okay, then on my number 3 head block, in and out for my tapers. Okay, that takes care of just about all the functions. Someone else want to know, how do I turn the camera? Well, if you look outside of the cab, there's a piece of pipe that's rotating in front of you right now. That is where the camera sits. So this is how I follow the carriage with this dial. So that's how that works. And for the log deck itself, there's 3 foot pedals. The first foot pedal will bring the log up. So if you see the chain moving, that brings it up. The middle pedal here is for my loader arms. They come up, push the log tight. So so there's a lot of stuff going on here. Then, making sure I'm not too close, this pedal here runs the stop and loads. Sounds like we need some oil out there. I think I know where I can get some now. But yeah, that's what runs that. So when I'm sawing, you know, you're paying attention to the dial, because you know this tells me what I got left between the saw blade and the actual knees. And then you got to look at the log itself, and if you're looking at this log right here, you can sort of see the crook in it. So as it's coming up, I'm actually studying it. So, and that's in fact, that's the 2 victims for today's video, by the way. We are going to be sawing. So okay, I'm going to shut this power off on this. I'll just leave that plugged in. It's not going to hurt nothing. So let's go ahead and shut the bus motor off. So you got to see everything today. We fixed some hydraulic leaks, and now we can take a good look at the line here when we're done. So this is the power takeoff Eddie uses. And there's the kill. All right. That's how simple all that works. So I'm going to wait for Eddie to show up here, and we're going to go ahead and get to be sawing here in a couple minutes. So I feel confident that that problem is now corrected. These hoses were, I would say they were, I got my money's worth out of them. So these will go get recycled in the garbage. Yeah, we got our money's worth out of them. So Well, Eddie did show up, and hey, nice shirt.
Yeah, get the.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's a great shirt, Eddie.
Hey, ZZ.
It's not Saturday. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I heard,
Hey, I told you we're going to make you a Friday video, and this is very rare.
I heard there was some repairs done.
Yeah, we're going to try out that new hose, so that is all ready to roll.
It was
and,
neat and done.
Yeah, and you know what? If that would have blown up while we were sawing, you two would have got an oil bath.
Oh, that'll hurt your eyes, and it's hot.
It's very hot oil when it gets good and warmed up. So,
Well, thanks.
Hey, let's get sawing here.
Yeah, we're gonna saw 3 different things today: fire cherry, Bing cherry,
Okay.
and choke cherry.
Oh.
We always have comments.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
You can call it anything you want. It's a cherry law,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get to
Yeah,
it.
I call it tame cherry, but
Yeah. Or sour
thing cherry,
cherry.
what is it?
Sour cherry, choke cherry. There's all
all
kind of
right.
names.
Let's
for it.
let's get sawing. Alrighty, let's get your Friday video started here. And we got the full crew here. Very odd. We're actually filming this on the 13th. So it's the 13th of March, and it's just about 70 about 70 degrees right now outside. So we'll wait for Eddie to get the blade spinning here. And we want to get these couple of, whatever you want to call them, Bing cherry, choke cherry, fire cherry. All right. So you got to see how all the controls work here earlier. So we got new hydraulic hoses on the pantograph. Let me pull these tapers back. All right, nothing stuck behind them. Good to go. Yeah, you don't want them tapers saying hello. Because all that does is messes up your cut. That'll work. So now you know I'm using my foot pedals here. So let's get Chewy involved. I'm going to get this crook out right there. So I can open them knees up a little bit more. Oh, just a... Let's try that. And let's put the master dog down. That'll be good. Let's start there. There we go. A little bit of a big face. It'll be all right. Yeah, I love spring. Days are getting longer, warmer. As far as the pith goes. Oh, we're running out of it a little bit on the back side. So let's let me get as close as I can to that headlock face. Has to say there. Let's start there. bit more face. That's better. All right. Nice looking lumber. The pith just about in the center. Let's start working north and south. A little bit fat on the back side, but it was off center. All right. I'm gonna bump that front out just a skosh. Looks better. Yeah, when I was changing the hoses out, I moved my adjustment on the hydraulics a little bit, so I might have her running just a little bit fast on the carriage. I was trying to shut the oil off. But if it solves okay to swim, I'll leave her alone. Makes the dogs a little bit faster. It's actually a pretty log. Got another order come in. We're going to solve for next week's video, maybe even a snack video. We got some lowboy decking to cut. They'll take 6, 8, 10, 12 inch wide, inch and a half thick. They're doing a couple lowboys. All right, let's turn that back to the knees. Put that taper away. Right, Bill? And I don't know if anybody watched the last video. We sold up that real nice piece of maple. And boy, we got a lot of good response on that video. I really enjoyed seeing Mark. I hadn't seen him in 38 years. So if you didn't see that video, go back and look it up. Oh good, we'll be able to edge something out of there. Yeah, I didn't realize how good that was having them in the saw cabin, asking me a bunch of questions, and actually helped all you guys out, all you wonderful people. Can't say guys and gals. Do have a lot of ladies watching this. I'm going to saw a little bit harder on this side just to get that pith a little bit. Let's see where we're at here. Let's take one more off of there. Then we'll work north and south again. But yeah, I'm going to try to include some more just general maintenance videos while I'm doing sawing, and just to give you the real life of owning a sawmill and operating it and maintaining it. There was a boom. Looking for a little flicker. There it is. Little man glitter. Getting this log just about finished up. Okay, we're gonna have to turn that back shortly. I see the pith catching up to me on the front. And that's when you're grade sawing, you call it boxing the parts. Let's just keep sawing her down. I'm gonna see if anything had moved here. Looking good. See if there's any stress. And this face is kind of ugly. Let's just work north and south one more time. That pith is just about centered, so let's see if we can get some nicer looking stuff here. We got a couple minutes, we're not in a hurry. Come on, get on it. Saw this down to a 2 by something or another. That should be close right there. All right. One more, then we're going to turn it. Not much good left here anyway. Last board off of this. All right, let's get our next victim. There we go. Got the same thing, got the crook on the same. Man, let's just get it where it's crook out. I like that. That's better. Let's start there. Every once in a while I notice something I don't like just by a little bit, and I'll pull it back off and give it another adjustment. I usually like to saw the worst face off of a log if I can. If it has crook, I like to bow out. Oh, we're getting close. Let's just flip it right now. This is a very low quality log anyway. Yep. Alrighty. Let's start there. Looks all right. Yeah, my average day when I go to work, I'm up at 4:15 in the morning. I start work at 6 at my full-time job. And a lot of times we don't really do much in the evening because it's too tired. We got that centered nicely. Yeah, I try to put the blue dot on there when I can. Everybody likes that, and I forget sometimes. Boom. And there's Mr. Laser. Let's start there. Looks like the new hoses are going good, so I think we'd know by now if we had a leak. All right. Just in here, I don't want to snag the face of that headlock. I must have something sitting behind there. Something isn't square. Let me see if there's something behind her real quick. Take a look. thought we had something running maybe a little bit out of square, so let's just bring it forward again. I'm just gonna leave them dogs slightly out. Let me put them in, I'll bump them out just a little bit. I'm not gonna make my final run by any means, but I just don't like them sticking out. You forget and it's too late. I think what happened when I rolled that, when I was opening that log up and I went for my 180-degree flip on the first cut, I think at that point there was something that held it out, but we'll fix that here in a minute. No big deal. That's actually a decent face on this log. And I think the blade's getting close to needing a sharpening. Alright, let's work the top and bottom. Right there, you see it? That was my first opening face when I rolled it back. Oh, every once in a while that happens. Alright, we're almost in the pith there. So, let's just roll it right now. This board might be a little angled, but not too bad. Yeah, debarking would be nice, but we sure can't afford it. I might just cut this into a darn 4x4. It's not worth much. It'll become dunnage. I'll just split whatever's. So we'll just we're going to roll back one time just to get a better face. So that way we make our dunnage. I like the dunnage to be not too accurate, but there it goes. But I like it to be fairly accurate. If you're going to crib with it, you want it to be fairly close. So let's go down to 4. We'll split that in half and call this done. that order we got going out, they'll be used in the dunnage. All right, let's look for Mr. Laser. There he is. In fact, let me go down to 7 1/4 and I'll split it. We'll split it to 3 1/2. That'll be it. There it is. Perfect. All right. We'll catch you here at the end. Okay, and that's not a bad looking pile of lumber there.
It isn't.
And you know, for the whatever you want to call it, we'll call it cherry.
Well, you let this set. You let that set, and the sapwood on it turns real bright red like fire.
Yeah,
I think that's where they come up with the term fire cherry. But you call it whatever you want.
yeah, and that's a fine looking pile of lumber there. And there was the maple down below there. And hey, all this stuff is for sale.
Yeah.
Just
You're in the local area, you
gotta,
stop by.
You got to get in touch with the Eddie Horvath.
Yeah, you stop by. We'll have coffee and we'll talk. Got enough of it.
Absolutely.
We'll sell you some.
And they can get you on your channel as
Yeah.
well, right?
Time
Yeah.
with the Eddie Horvath. Go over and
Yeah.
check him out.
You'll see this end. You'll see me looking at Mark and Mark looking at me.
Yeah. And someone said they actually watched the video. They
Yeah.
synced it up so that they were watching on two
different
different
screens.
monitors. And I think that's creative. I like
is.
that.
I like
Because
that.
it was filmed in the same time. So
Yeah.
if you took a little bit of time to get it time with the Eddie and you get it right.
Get it right.
But I was a little bit on the tired side sawing here today, so I was like, I wasn't on my A game. And then I had the hydraulics. I messed with that valve whenever I fixed the hoses up there, and it was flowing a little bit higher than normal, so I'm going to try to back that off just a little bit.
Tweak it.
It was, it needs a little tweaking, but other than that, it worked out okay. But
Maybe the artery was clogged just a hair, too.
yeah, the artery might have been clogged. So, hey, everybody, hey, thanks for coming along. And I think as of now, we are almost at 82,200 or 80,200 subscribers. I think.
Thank every one of you.
Yeah, thank you all for supporting us and coming along here. And we'll catch you on the next one. We're sawing lowboy decking,
Yes.
and we might even throw a snack in
Hey,
between.
it was a nice song without the rain today.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was just
Gorgeous
absolutely
day.
beautiful. So, hey, thanks again. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.